Many of you have been asking this question. It's about time I answered it. Can anal fissures turn into anal fistulas? The answer is yes, but let me do some clarification for you and explain. Hi there, I'm Dr. Chung, and I'm also your friendly proctologist. Thank you for being here. And this page is about bringing you good information so you can arm and protect yourself and know how to take care of your own body. If you want to get a second opinion or you want to discuss questions with me, please email me down below for video consultation. It's yourfriendlyproctologist@gmail.com. Also, while you're at it, please like and subscribe. It greatly helps to spread and grow this community so that we can all learn from each other, myself included. Let's address the question now. And believe me, guys, I understand why you can't find the answers or why you're so confused on the internet. Okay, so if you were to look up each of the things separately, like anal fissure, it's pretty simple. You got a cut in your anus and it bleeds and it hurts, right? Now you look up anal fistula and you're gonna get really three types of topics that you're gonna find on the internet. One, it's cancer. Two, it's Crohn's, HIV, or some other medical condition. Or three, it's that anal fistula, which I've had tons of videos on. Just go look them up, where the anal gland inside the anus gets infected. You get a boil or a pimple on the outside skin of your anus. And then things don't heal properly. So now you've got a hole in the outside skin that may open and close occasionally. And that leads to the inside of your anus. There's a direct tunnel that's filled with bacteria and pus, okay? And the thing is, if you look up fissure and anal fistula together, you're not sure, wait, what? Is it an anal fistula condition? Is it a fissure? How does a cut turn into infection? Like, what the heck, right? And I get it. So let's talk about that here. And speaking of anal fissures, let me bring to your attention the sponsor of today's channel and a proud sponsor of this channel for over a year now. It's Pranicura. This cream has been a lifesaver for me and for thousands of other people, okay? I'm not even kidding you. Go to their website, www.pranicura.com, to check out their reviews and see what this formula is all about. It brings this calm, cooling menthol sensation, which brings relaxation, brings relief, okay? Fissures, hemorrhoids, itching, even anal spasm pain, people are using it for that. And I think that this can be just as universal for anything going on, and try it initially to see if it can help you. This can only be purchased on their website. They control the stock, the supply, the quality. Contact them directly. And I wish you better health in your bottom end. Thank you so much, Pranicura. So to start untangling this web of confusion, let's first define what fistula is. We're using it in the generic sense of the word fistula, okay? Fistula simply means there is an abnormal connection between the outside skin to the inside of your anus. Two things that should not have been connected before now are. That is the generic definition of fistula. It is none of those three things that I just mentioned to you, okay? So this is a very specific thing that's unique to the anal fissure. Next, let's talk about the framework. What do you need to have in order to get a fissure to turn into a fistula? Well, the fissure, number one, needs to be chronic. Either it's been there for a very long time, or it's been opened, closed, reopened multiple times, and you've developed chronic inflammation there. And what happens with chronic fissures is they start to get deeper and deeper. That cut starts to look like a deep, dark cave. I'm going to show you with my model in just a second, but that is the stepping stone. Next thing you need to have is all of a sudden the fissure starts to get good conditions. It's been asking for it all your life while you had the on and off fissure. Now you decide to give it the condition it needs, right? Maybe all of a sudden you got some treatment, maybe pelvic floor physical therapy, fantastic Botox injection, and the fissure is loving it. Now the wound wants to heal. Ooh! However, this is where the problem comes in. Because the cavern. The cut is so deep down. The skin unfortunately heals prematurely. It heals first when it should heal last. And I'm going to show you, again, I'm going to show you in the model, but essentially the deeper parts of the wound don't fill in with scar tissue. The skin heals first, locking in the pus underneath. Now you've got yourself a pus pocket, and then you can see where the tunnel underneath that bridge can form. Therefore, a fistula forms. Let me orient you to the layers of my model. The top layer is the skin just on the outside of our anus where the fissures can form. The bottom layer is the internal anal sphincter muscle. You know, our body operates in layers, and yes, the muscle is directly underneath the skin. So if you were to get an anal fissure in the skin, a very simple one, a very early one, it would be on the top of this layer here. So let me demonstrate that for you, okay? So this cut is usually not very deep, and it doesn't look like a big deal, maybe like a small little paper cut. So let me show you what I mean, okay? So it might look like this.
A few moments later.
So in this model here that I've got here, you can see that the cut does not go all the way through the skin layer, just partially, and then you don't see any muscle, right? There's a little bit of skin still that you can penetrate before you get there. These kind of fissures are acute fissures, the very dinky ones. They may not hurt as bad, they may still bleed, but not the kind that can turn into fistulas. Now, I said before, one of the things that you need, the qualifications, is a chronic anal fissure. So what does this turn into then? Well, let me show you what I mean. Chronic anal fissures will be deep. They will also have heaped edges of skin. That's where the sentinel piles are coming from. I'm trying to make this as I'm talking here. And that's where things can really set things up for an infection, okay? So I'm gonna make the skin edges really tall. It's also gonna look like it has a very deep canyon in the cut. Okay, here we go. Quite dramatic how I've done it here. You can see that the entire length, the thickness of the skin has been broken down. You can actually see the muscle here. And that's literally what I see in the exam room. I can see the white fibers of your internal anal sphincter muscle here, okay? Now, the next thing that I'm going to show you is that you've got very, very tall pieces of skin on the side. You see that? See how they've grown? And these might actually even swell after you use the toilet. And, oh gosh, it kind of looks like a vagina too. I'm sorry, but you know, God. I don't know anything about the vagina, okay? This is just the anus, all right? I promise you guys. So this is what can become the sentinel pile, okay? Because it's an overstretched skin, maybe even external hemorrhoids on the side of this. But the point is, look how tall this skin has become compared to the next door neighbor where it used to be. Big difference here. Now the next criteria is that the fissure starts to get the right conditions to heal, okay? And that's where problems occur. Why? Because the skin here on the edges, they are very, very good at sticking to each other. So the anus is always closed and scrunched up, right? And what happens is these two skin edges start to touch each other. And when they touch, they start to cling together and seal the wound. And let me draw something here just to be a little bit more dramatic here. You see that they're sealing, and look what's happened underneath here, okay? Because the skin has sealed up so fast, there is now a tunnel underneath, and you can almost see me right through it, can't you? But this bottom part here, this is where the wound needs to fill with scar tissue, but because these flaps of skin are sitting there ready to connect to anything they want to touch to, especially themselves on the opposite side, now you've trapped in the pus here. This is all going to be poop juice in here, poop bacteria, poop particles, and that is where the fistula comes from. So this will heal, right? The skin on top will heal, but the abscess, the infection pocket, will start to grow larger and larger. And what happens is the infection now wants to burrow and spread throughout your skin and eventually can make it to the outside of your anus. So all of a sudden you think you have just a normal fissure happening, but you have more pain this time. It feels different. There's more drainage happening, like pus drainage, and you know you've got an infection issue happening, okay? So you've got one side here where you've got the tunnel happening, right, where I drew before. But on the opposite side here, this is where the pocket can blow up, okay? And this is where the pus will come out from on the other side. Let's see here. There we go. It'll come out the other side just as it started from here as well. Oh my gosh, I crushed the model. I hope you get the idea here that there's literally, I'm gonna try and maybe put my pen inside this, but literally a tunnel has formed underneath the fissure, okay? I hope this model makes sense to you, but literally, this is the fistula, this tunnel where the pen is. In conclusion, anal fissures can turn into fistulas, but not in the same sense that you'll see on the internet. It's a little bit of a special kind of fistula. And like I said, it usually happens with fissures that are chronic or have been inflamed over and over again. All of a sudden get the right components to heal themselves, but do it incorrectly, unfortunately. And there is a treatment for that. I will share that with my next video with you because this has gone on long enough. I hope the video was helpful for you. And before we go, another reminder to check out www.pranicura.com to check out this miracle cream that I find so helpful for my own bottom end. You can only get it at their website. Definitely check out their reviews. If you've got hemorrhoids, fissures, anal spasm, anal itching, this might be of some help for you as it's helped thousands of others. Take care. I wish you the best. Bye-bye.